Thanks for that introduction. Thanks everyone sitting and listening to the stories. I must admit this is my first event in Hong Kong, and I have been in Hong Kong before, but it's great to be back. I do thank Alex and Diana for allowing Estrella to tell this story, and isn't it a great story that we've got to tell? Standard disclaimer, please feel free to look at the ASX website for this this presentation. You can view it at your own leisure. Oh, what have we got here? Which one am I supposed to be pressing? Left or right? Oh. Yep. Okay, so who are we? Estrella Resources is a micro-cap junior explorer based in WA. Our key focus is in Timor-Leste, a country that sits on the doorstep of Australia. Timor is highly accessible with daily flights, international flights in and out of Australia. In fact, it's Qantas' shortest international flight. It's quite a stable country after achieving its independence. It's the youngest country in the world, 25 years of independence. It's held multiple democratic elections, and the population's probably 98% Christian, and their local currency is US dollars. Geologically, it's highly prospective. It was interesting to hear ERD's presentation there of locations that are the most prospective locations in the world, and I did see that Timor-Leste was actually on that map. It's highly prospective for copper, gold, sits between PNG and Indonesia, some of the biggest copper gold projects in the world. The Timor government itself is highly incentivised to bring and expose exploration in Timor, supporting the Timor resource sector. Their oil and gas revenues have tailed out, but fortunately for us, coming into the country with this expansion of the resource sector, or building of a resource sector for Timor, they've utilised those oil and gas revenues to build out critical infrastructure, including ports and road infrastructure, which is going to be extremely important for Estrella Resources as it looks to bulk commodities, mining bulk commodities, which the key for us is manganese. Actually, I'll just go back. Our concession areas are located in the northeast of the country. We were fortunate enough to participate in an international tender. We pre-qualified. We were one of only 2 ASX listed companies awarded concessions in Timor, and we're literally, obviously, the first movers in the country. We were awarded the first ever concessions by the President in March of last year. So they're highly incentivised, the Timorese, to actually build out this resource sector because of those GDP issues with capital to build out their nation. We've partnered with the national mining company of Timor. We carry them 30% to a decision to mine, and so their national mining company, Murak Rai, is our partner in our exploration efforts in Timor. You'll see that they've built out a fairly significant port, and that was commissioned last year, and that's being awarded the #1 concession by Xanana Gusmao, the President of Timor, in March last year. I built and cultivated the relationship with the Timorese government and partners from 2008-9. I befriended a national Timorese geologist who was being educated in Western Australia. He invited me up to the country to show me what was in the country in terms of their prospectivity. It's taken me 15 years to secure this ground, and very, very, very happy to be able to be operating in the country. This photograph is one of our most recent discoveries of manganese. It was done via predictive discovery. So we've we now understand what the geological setting is in Timor for manganese. We had a model where there was a sedimentary horizon that hosted manganese. We sent our national Timorese geologists into the field on the basis that that sedimentary horizon may exist, and whammo, we found 50% manganese outcropping at surface. It's the highest grade manganese in the world at plus 50, 55%. If we have any quantity or volume of this material, and we'll be drilling this material or this particular prospect at Iramiri within the next 2 months at the closure of the wet season, then we're going to see a major catalyst in Estrella's market capitalisation. We're seeing that already. There's quite a strong following already on our register. Our share price is certainly moving ahead. But something of this nature, a large high-grade manganese occurrence, it sits only 500 metres from a sealed road and 15 kilometres from the port of Com, which I'll show you shortly, sitting in the middle of Southeast Asia in the markets of Japan, South Korea, China and India, is just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal opportunity that we've been able to secure. This isn't the only prospect that we've discovered. We've made a number of discoveries in Timor. We continue to send our national geologists out in the field. We're continuing to find very high-grade, low deleterious element manganese, and it's going to be extremely exciting catalyst when we start to drill these prospects in the coming weeks. We're mobilising drill rigs and signing a partnership with a drilling contractor shortly, and obviously if we drill anything like a few metres at 50% plus manganese and the location that it's at, you're going to see a major re-rating of Estrella Resources. Other locations, Lalina, Sika Prospect, Samilari, all show high prospectivity for high-grade, low deleterious manganese, all situated very close to port and road infrastructure, which is critical for bulk commodity export. We've been doing some preparation for drill targeting. We ran some induced polarisation over some of these outcropping manganese areas. The induced polarisation, we're looking for low resistivity, which is showing that the manganese could persist below subsurface, and it's showing us, the IP is showing us that the manganese that we are seeing located at surface potentially is subsurface, and hence that's why we're going to roll ahead and move ahead with the drilling. You can see in this particular photograph of Samilari, there's a 6-metre zone sitting in the side of a creek-washed riverbed that shows that the manganese persists subsurface. So it's extremely exciting. When we step into the drilling, what we're actually going to end up intersecting, but it's pretty clear that the manganese potentially does exist subsurface. Again, it all boils down to infrastructure when it comes to bulk commodities. 2-lane highway across the top of the country that will be able to truck the manganese to port. The port of Com is capable of taking up to 20,000, 30,000 tonne vessels. It's a 12-metre deep water port. The Dili port on the left just shows you the amount of infrastructure that the Timorese government been able to build out over the last 10 years with their oil and gas revenue, and they continue to build out critical infrastructure. So really what I'm trying to get out of this conference and out is the Estrella story and the key catalysts that will drive Estrella forward and the share price forward, and that will be the upcoming drill program. As soon as the wet season closes out, it's due to close out in the next few weeks, the mobilisation of the drill rigs and the permitting and drilling these high-grade prospects will be the number one catalyst for us going forward. And then whatever else we may discover in the interim, it is a highly prospective country for copper and gold. We are keeping our eye on that. And so that is a key catalyst. I did mention that we're in partnership with the state-run national mining company, Murak Rai. We're carrying them 30% to decision to mine, and then they'll either help us fund them, develop the mine, or they go back to a 2% NSR. That's our share price performance. We've got 3.1 million in the bank to execute the exploration program. At the moment, we're sitting at about a market cap of just sub 60 million. But as you can see, the market's starting to appreciate what we have and what we're developing in Timor. I can only think that once we actually get into the physical work and drilling and assaying, that we're only going to see a stronger appreciation, and hopefully we see some sort of a parabolic graph and a bit of a movement. I'm here for the next few days. Feel free to catch up at the booth 4. If you've got any questions, feel free to come and hit me up. But thank you very much for your time, and I hope you get a few cracking stories and opportunity to invest in something that might actually make you money. Thank you very much.